Up here looking at the Ohio River. My guy Soul is out shining. Trivia question. What color is the sun? Quick trivia question. Back up here. It then warmed up a little bit, so I had to take the snowsuit off. I was burning up. Had coffee, had a scarf on, hat, all of that. It just feel good to be outside, man. It feel good to be shaking this depression. Some people, like I had a situation with a friend, and this was like 2 years ago. This is during Christmas break. So I'm having events, pop up shop, stuff like that. But I wasn't selling nothing though. But during the time, matter of fact, this was during I thought about dying time period. So I'm mad at God. I'm like cussing God out, pissed at God, hating him. So I'm at these events, but like my attitude, my whole just vibe was just off. You know what I'm saying? So I'm people coming up to my booth, but it's like I'm looking at like the energy from me just popping, you know what I mean? Like bouncing off of me. And I'm like, I know I'm to blame, you know what I'm saying? So stuff ain't going right. Now, I'm always a fan of I'm not for everybody. I'm not. I'm not for everybody. My art is not for everybody, and I'm cool with that. So people wanted to connect with me during this time, and I didn't want to. Like I just look at the deeper picture sometimes, and it just wasn't a good collab, or you know what I mean, whatever. It wasn't a good opportunity for me, but it would have been good for that person. So my friend was like, you should connect with them, you know what I'm saying? You can get some little money from them, blah blah blah. And I'm like, nah, it's just slow for me right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I got motion. Like I still got events, I still got art shows, like I'm still creating my content, and I'm on break. So I'm only out of school for 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I got stuff going on. They don't have nothing going on. So me working with them, people want to jump on the train, and not specifically for me, but like any train, like y'all trains want to jump on the train when they see you like in motion and want to like tag on. So I'm trying to tell this person like it ain't gonna be how you think it's gonna be. Like it's just slow for me right now, but I'm about to like bounce back. I feel like a failure right now, but just because they are, I don't want to say a failure, but it's like we both in a slow period, but that person was just always in a slow period. Like they ain't even had nothing going on, so they were just trying to like jump aboard. So I'm trying to tell the friend like, nah, connecting with them right now, I'ma always have to deal with them. So it's like certain people I don't want to get opportunities from, like certain people I don't want to connect with because it's like it ain't good for me in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't mean you well. So I'm like, that ain't a person I want to be connected to. And, I'm glad for discernment because I always be knowing, like, nah, that's just my experience. Just I'm glad I went to college. Like, shout out to Central State, shout out to Wayne State. I'm glad I always like been involved, been a student leader, been a community leader. I'm glad that like just being around different people, shit, has helped me. You know what I'm saying? Just understand people and be able to like be aware. So I'm always in the process of like funneling stuff out that don't serve me. You know what I'm saying? And as an artist, I complain a lot, but God does a lot for me as an artist. Like I'm a full-time artist, so I don't have no disrespect to nobody. Like I don't like work at Kroger's or nothing at night and stuff that y'all don't know about. I'm involved in, you know what I'm saying? It's just teaching and art. That's it. So in that regard, I am blessed, and I have to uh, thank God for that more because it's people who ain't even at this point yet. You know what I'm saying? Where they still trying to figure it out. Now I'm just trying to fix it and maneuver it in a pivot type of way. You know what I'm saying? But my life is always in a pivot. Like it's always stuff we got going on as far as like the Cincinnati Arts Association, Black Art Speaks, Romac, Soul Palette. Like it's always something going on. Like it's always, the Urban League, the city of Cincinnati. Like it's always something going on. So I am blessed. So I'm used to pivoting. You might got to pivot once a week. You know what I'm saying? Like this stuff it ain't easy, but it's been 4 years. You know what I'm saying? I've been a full-time artist for 4 years. So in that regard, I'm definitely blessed. I'm working on year 5. And it's tiresome. Because I'm also torn between like, I don't know, as a kid, imagine everything I say, I'll be telling the truth. Like I don't even tell a lot of the story about my life because it involves other people and they ain't at the point in their life where they are willing to or are ready to open up about, you know, certain stuff in their life. So certain stuff I can't even talk about yet. But the stuff I do talk about, and it ain't even been much. It's million layers. You know what I'm saying? I've been the realist for a while. But as a kid, just growing up in Lincoln Heights and Winter Terrace, I always looked up to the dope boys. You know what I'm saying? They had all the gear, they had the girls, they had the money, the cars, and all that. Like pulling up, they got the respect, and I thought, you know what I mean, that's what you should aim to get. Now, as I look back on my life, I always been a person that had like certain level of influence, small influence that has grown over time. But I had to work for it though. You know what I'm saying? You got to earn people respect. Like people got to know that you solid. You know what I mean? And that take time to build that rapport with somebody. And it helps that certain people can vouch for you. You know what I'm saying? And that can speed stuff up. You know what I mean? But the Lord is good in that. But I always been a person to help people, and it was crazy. RP to this RP to my boy Face from Westwood. I went to West High with Face. But a lot of people I went to school with at the time was like hustling, you know what I'm saying? Hustling. Someone was like hustling, someone was like baby hustling. But it was always a thing. Like when we lived in Winter Terrace, we catching the 133 to school to West High, and then we catch the 233 home. And I don't know how it is now, but back then in like the early 2000s, if like if your parents didn't make money, then your bus card was free, your bus pass was free. If they did make money, your bus pass was a quarter. Now my mom ain't even my mom, we going through hard times. We going through hard times. So I don't know why I always had to pay a quarter. Like, but I never had the 50 cent to get to school. But I always knew like if I can get the quarter to get to school, I know I can get home. You know what I'm saying? Like I bet somebody something. Like you gotta win the bet if you ain't got the money to cover the bet. So you gotta win it. But I'm like, I always make sure I got home. But even like playing football at West High, running track at West High, uh, everybody would go across the street before we leave uh, Western Hills. They'd go to McDonald's. They had the dollar menu, wherever. Burger King had the dollar menu. We had Lee's. Frisch's was across the street. Subway. That was our thing back then. But I never really had money to eat. So I only wanted to hustle just so I can get bus fare and like get something to eat every day. Like I missed so much school my freshman and sophomore year because we just didn't have the money. So shout out to my one of my big bros, Ron B used to always give me bus fare, you know what I'm saying, as a kid. But I'm like, even then, like I wanted to hustle just to be able to like take care of myself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, my mama going through stuff. I'm the man of my house. So I'm like, I can take the weight off your shoulders to you not have to worry about me. Cause now I need like real clothes and real shoes and like I need stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm in high school. So my brother, he was 6 years younger. So I'm like, if you just gotta worry about him and you will be all right. So I always try to like take the weight off our shoulders in that regard. And I end up not even hustling. Oh, back to Face. I was about to get my little pack from Face or whatever. I'm learning how to, you know what I'm saying, sell weed. I'm learning how much everything is, you know what I'm saying, a half, you know what I'm saying, a quarter, blah, blah, blah. Like I'm learning the ins and outs and stuff. And I ended up going to church. I ended up getting invited to church. Uh, a principal in the CPS district, in the Cincinnati Public District, Dr. Snow, ended up inviting me to church. Maranatha Seventh Day Adventist. I ended up going and I ended up loving it. And then I just like fell in love with the Lord. I learned about the Lord from Ron B. He the first person to like told me biblical stories and stuff like that, and told me about angels and you know what I mean. So I thought that was cool. I'm like, I fell in love with the Lord. I'm like, I ain't gotta hustle. You know what I'm saying? I can just find another way. I ended up getting put out of school. I ended up getting expelled from West High my sophomore year, the last 2 weeks of school. And that was like so pivotal to my life. So a lot of times the tragedy can be triumphant. I ended up transferring to Princeton, and after that, I'm like, all right, now I want to go to college for sure. You know what I mean? I don't think I would have made it out of high school at West High. I'm trying to hustle. We trying to get girls. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I would have had a baby in high school. I was just on my own. You know what I'm saying? Running with some older dudes, running with some street dudes outside of my neighborhood, and you know what I'm saying, Went Terrace, running with them there too. But I'm saying like me and Ron B, we'd catch the bus wherever. Like I was always networking, so I was cool with street dudes from Westwood. You know what I'm saying? I went to school with them. Like cool with people in Price Hill. I'm cool with people in you know what I'm saying, Lava World. Like so I can go to them places. I know people in them places. I was cool. And I'm just looking back on that now, like I always just wanted to help people. Like I never wanted to be destructive to the community, to the world at all. Now I ain't saying like, yeah, I'm talking about selling weed, but it's like it's other stuff that you can sell that's like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Weed ain't killing nobody. I'm not saying it's cool to sell it, but I'm just saying that wasn't bad if you really look at it. And I always just understood like victims of circumstance. Like I didn't want to do it just to be cool. It's people I heard like selling drugs, doing stuff just to be cool, like just to get attention. Like I'm trying to stay out the way. I just wanted to be able to like take the weight off my mama. You know what I'm saying? When I got money from my daddy, RIP. When I got money from my daddy, I make sure I'm buying food and stuff for the house. You know what I'm saying? For my mama. So it's dope to grow up and like be this person, but shit, it's hard too, because it's like now I'm at the point where I always did it for people. My life was to benefit other people, and that's cool. It still is, but it's like I got to be able to give time to myself too. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to be there for myself. I got to figure out what I like. I got to figure out what I don't like, what I want to do for fun now. Like just being with the Lord, all of that is changing now. You know what I'm saying? Everything is changing. What I thought was cool, a lot of that stuff ain't cool no more. A lot of stuff that I was taught is pointless. You know what I'm saying? It don't help me in my life. So you got to watch who you speaking, who you letting speak in your life. I don't be letting everybody, just be speaking. A lot of people ain't know what they be talking about. They ain't even happy with themselves or where they want to be in life or want to tell you where you should be at. It's like you double my age. I've done way more than you in life. And I can merch it. Everything I be saying, I can merch. So it ain't even cocky. Like it's God. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't cocky though. Um, I'm at the point now where it's like I always been dedicated to the community. I always been dedicated to helping people, and I'm trying to like even upgrade that, like upgrade how I, serve, how I serve people, how I'm coming, how I'm impacting, like using my gifts, using my talent, bringing the Lord into the room, bringing him, and giving him an opportunity to just dwell on earth. It's crazy. Like we on the earth. I'm just looking at Kentucky over here. It's like all these houses and businesses and all this. I'm looking at like, man, this stuff crazy. Like this little bitty old planet just got all this life and stuff on it. I'm trying to live the best I can, as long as I can, and help and spread as much love as I can. But it's like a lot of times I feel like it don't benefit me. So when I'm doing the art, I make sure like I don't let people take advantage of me, but I make sure I'm doing. I thought it was a ship breaking up the ice. I'm dang, where that they need some boats need to pass through on the Ohio River. But I always make sure like when it comes to my gifts and my talents, I gave that to the Lord. So the Lord runs my art. I got to do it with him. So if I can't come in and just really do what I need to do, that means he can't come do what he need to do. He need freedom to do whatever. So I got to have freedom to do whatever I need. You know what I'm saying? As far as my art. And I gave it to him to be the impact how he needs to. So I try not to even, be a menace or take advantage of situations. I try not to look at the money first. I try to look at the impact first and what the Lord actually wants to do with the opportunity, what he want to say, what colors he want to use, what he want to teach in this class this day, how this lesson should be set up. Like I try to take the time to figure out how the Lord wants to move in it. So it'd be weird, like when people genuinely do that, people still turn their neck up. You know what I'm saying? And be like, well, how do you make money? How do you sustain? How do you do this? How could you just do this stuff for free? And it's like sometimes it ain't about making a profit. Sometimes it's about building community. Like the people who need me the most, or like the environments that need me the most, honestly can't afford what it is that I provide. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean they shouldn't still get it. So I got to go to the Lord. How do you want to do this? You know what I'm saying? I make sure I'm doing way more free stuff and impacting and spreading community that way than I am taking from situations. Now it's a gift and a curse. I'm at the point where I'm like battling that. That's why I need a manager. That way I could just create and focus on that. I ain't gotta like somebody can understand what it is that I'm doing and they can work with the Lord with me to handle that part of it. And I can just worry about the impact and the creativity. But it's like I ain't never been no selfish person. When I look back on my life, I always use my life to benefit other people. Like to use my personality to bring joy or comfort or something like that to people. I always been that person. And I say all that to say, and I mind my own business. Most importantly, I don't be in nobody business. No disrespect. I don't be caring what nobody got going on if it don't involve me. Like if they ain't a part of my community, my bubble, my circle, my tribe, I don't be caring. But it's just weird that saying all of this stuff, people still treating me with contempt. And all I ever did was help. I don't even benefit from a lot of the stuff that I do. I don't directly benefit from it. And people still treat me with contempt. They be jealous, like for some reason. A lot of people look like they're doing better than you or whatever the case may be. But in actuality, a lot of times they don't be. They don't be happy with themselves. They be ready to die for real. You know what I'm saying? They just be doing stuff ready to die. So that's like, I ain't even out here playing with my life like that. But I still gotta have the courage to show up and be me every day, even though a lot of people treat me with contempt. Like, I've been off social media for a couple months. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people I look out for. It's a lot of people I check on. These people ain't checked on me. These people ain't asked nothing. Some people reached out and was like, "Oh, you unfollow me? You block me?" It's like, why is that the first thing, bro? Check on me, see how I'm doing. But that don't be important to people. You know what I'm saying? It'd be weird. I don't know. I just wanted to, you know what I'm saying, get that out.